I feel the spirit of Joe sitting here.
All right, we're going to give it a shizzle. And now, from the CapsFlorida.com studios in Riverview, Florida, it's the Drinking with Drew show.
Plumber's butt crack looks like boobs. Okay, here we are. All right, we are live. Did that work, everybody? Or did that confuse the hell out of everybody? Everyone's a little confused.
Everybody's a little confused.
I'm getting used
Okay.
to.
All right. You're aroused? Okay, that's good. It's always a good sign, Garby, when you're aroused. So, trying to change things up a little bit. We got the song and the show intro on. So, are we actually showing up on
Yes, it looks and sounds accurate. But I think your video description is wrong.
Uh-oh.
again?
Well,
the
no.
date?
So you have, well, you don't have the date on there this time.
That's good.
You
Okay,
said Jason
perfect.
Stallworth is in studio, Buderbangs,
Mm-hmm.
and then you said, and hitting on your spouse. Is that okay?
That's what we're talking about today.
Like hitting on. Wait, I'm on the wrong cam. You got the cameras all mixed up. I'm on Jason like I'm
You're
talking
on
out of my
Jason,
voice.
like, right on right.
Yeah. But
Nope, that's what we're talking about today.
But like hitting on your spouse, like
We're going to talk about
physically hitting
spouse.
or like
Spouse is a very neutral term, so
Okay.
we're going to talk about it. Okay.
okay.
So that is a very correct intro.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was like your spouse and if it was a physical hit or if it was like hitting on your friend's spouse, like complimenting them.
We'll talk about it.
I think we can all agree it's okay to beat your spouse.
That Garby's in charge.
Garby's just a little like neck and head tonight. He's just like the camera's a little high. Eventually, I'll get these cameras right. I promise.
Well, we can adjust it. We have time.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
You sure?
I think actually like from just here up.
It's good. You want me
Yeah,
to pan
that's
in,
his moneymaker.
Like floating head.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
pan in even more? Okay. What's going on here?
I don't know.
Is this working? It's still
Nope.
not working. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with this damn camera.
It's fine. We don't need a boob cam.
The people want the boob cam. They called me and told me.
If the people are not paying for my boobs, I am not giving them boob cam.
Well, you're
I'm sorry, not even the people. If you're not paying for my boobs, then they don't get my boobs.
I don't know what's
Told you.
All right, and I got pop-ups going on my window. I don't know what's it, it's asking me to upload something. So I'm
Johanna's live.
Hello, Johanna.
Haven't seen the new intro. Sounds like she liked it. There's an exclamation point.
Cool.
Okay. Well, there it is. So we do have Jason Stallworth in studio. What's up, Jason?
What's up, guys?
What's
Thanks for having me
up?
again, man.
Jason Stallworth. Oh, that didn't work. Hang on. Jason Stallworth. Okay, there we go.
That's kind of spooky. We're getting towards Halloween, you know.
You'd think we'd have this shit all figured out by now.
Well,
considering
every
it's been
week
almost a year.
Every week it changes. So, you add a little bit, you subtract a little bit.
Yeah.
We do have Lusty Laura in the house.
Back again.
And we have Garby, who is, where were you at?
Oh.
Where'd you vanish to last week?
Last week I was on a work trip.
Oh.
Boo.
Mm.
That's not exciting.
Denver, Colorado.
Oh. Boo. And we have a mystery person hiding in the closet.
Yep.
So you
Hiding
might
in the shadows.
you might hear a high pitched
Secret Asian girl, right?
somewhere down there. So I'm going to be adjusting some audio today because
This is what you do.
well, Lisa last week she noticed that The volume was a little low. So I'm trying to perfect this. Okay. So if you're screaming really loud and then you whisper the next sentence, you're going to screw things up. So just try to pay attention to that. Yeah, exactly. And now I'm getting this error on our fucking our internet connection. Like, I don't know what's going on.
We're still live.
I can't win either way. I'm
done. It's like a low quality, but not like a low quality, but we're good.
There's no reason why we should have. We're literally plugged in directly to the router. Like, there's no reason at all why we should be slow, low, below, and nothing. So I don't know what the fuck's going on anymore. I'm over at Jason, tossing it on the garbage.
Yeah, dude.
Let's go to the bar and get drunk.
We can do that too.
Yep.
Man. So
we'd still be drinking with Drew.
we
So it works.
technically we could
That
probably
is very true.
do a live show and have better results than this studio that I've spent a shit ton of money on.
Don't even tell me how much.
This is a cool studio, though, man. Let me just say it. I mean, this is
It
an
is.
amazing. I love sitting in here and just hanging out, just doing this.
I do too. I just wish it worked. See, I come in here when you guys aren't here, and everything works fine. Like, literally, I come in here, I'm like, oh, this is fine, this is working, this is okay, perfect.
Sure, blame the.
I shut it down.
Blame the
Blame the
talent.
I shut it down 2 days later, and boom, we have issues. So YouTube says we have an excellent connection on YouTube, but when I go into OBS, it tells me not so much. So I don't know.
I think there's supernatural forces and
I think it's you,
demonic
Jason.
presence.
I think it's you, Jason.
Mhm.
Are we bringing that
Something
stuff?
about when you show up. Yeah. So I'm two-fisting tonight, so forgive me. It's been a rough day.
But you don't even have two different types of beer. You just.
No, it's the
I
same
forgot
type of
I
beer.
had this beer, so I'm gonna.
Nope.
take
Jason
this.
was nice enough to bring us some beers.
Yeah.
So we're going to be drinking Jason's beer. What's it called?
It's called 4 6s. I tried to be as close to the devil as I could, but instead of 666, it's well, no, it's 3 6s. It's 4 instead of 3. 4 6s, and it's
What is
called
that?
Grit and Glory Amber Lager. I don't know if you see that.
There's a
What
bee
is
in the
that?
studio.
Is there a bee?
It's sure.
You muted it and off. It's me. I didn't do anything.
Yeah, sounds like a bee's buzzing.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not allowed to participate tonight.
That's fine.
That's it.
It's literally
It's totally
your
weird.
mic.
It's okay.
Oh, my word. One thing after another.
Talk amongst yourselves, boys.
Those supernatural forces, dude. I'm telling you, man.
Yep.
Something's going on.
What the
Just out of nowhere. I bet you Stacy's like doing something in the backyard. I don't know. That is insane.
Is that hum in Arabic or something, or what?
Exactly. Russia's hacking the show.
Probably the Ukraine, since we made fun of their vodka last week.
Oh, man.
Not made fun of it, just hated it.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, you're good.
Did you want some?
You're so happy you
We'll get
did.
it for you.
Yeah, yeah. Good thing you did. Do you want to sit where Candy's sitting and use her mic?
It's okay. I didn't make a lot
boy.
of effort tonight.
Well,
Oh,
that just came in out of the blue.
it did.
Yeah.
Really did.
It's amazing.
Now we're off, right?
It's fine. You boys just talk amongst yourselves.
No, unplug the number 286S. Unplug it.
Where are you pointing?
The cord that plugs this thing in.
Yeah.
The one at the top. Unplug it and
The
plug it
very
back in.
top one?
No, the white ones at the bottom, the 286s.
What the fuck are you talking about? White? There's no white. They're all black cords.
These are.
They're all what?
They're all black cords.
I realize that, but on my face, I have two white 286s at the bottom that I bought at the auction.
Okay. So which one?
Okay.
The very
The
bottom.
very,
or the
very
top
bottom.
One? Very, all the way on the bottom.
Difficulties.
I just unplugged it. You said the bottom one.
There's two bottom ones. Nope. Okay, well,
It's all good.
it's not all good. I'm fucking pissed. I got internet issues. I got you humming. I got fucking Jesus Christ, man. Burn it to the ground.
If Joe were here, he would be humming into his
He
microphone.
Burn it
He
all
would.
to the ground.
He was.
First off, I come in and it says I haven't stopped recording, so I've got something going on for like fucking 3 days. The last time I was in the studio was like 3 or 4 days ago. So I apparently have been recording for 3 days straight.
I'll bet it's some quality air. Yep.
And I can't even hear you.
The bee sabotaged it.
The bee did it.
Like literally. Try it again, Jason. Did you unplug Jason? You totally unplugged Jason.
Oh no.
There you go.
You
I
unplugged
didn't.
the top.
Oh, no.
Turn me on. You unplugged the top one that unplugged his.
Hey, the buzz is the buzz.
Do not come at me.
The
No,
buzz
just
is
'cause-
gone.
No, it's
Oh,
not.
there.
Oh, there
He's
it is.
just yelling. You can't
I'm
hear
just
it.
yelling because he's trying to blame me
Remember
for
what I
something
said
he
about
did.
yelling?
I have to yell so you don't get the buzz.
Oh my word.
You can hear me fine.
You can't hear the buzz on the show on YouTube.
Yeah, so we're good, I think.
I'm sure I'll
As long
hear
as
it
we're not
when we're
too
editing.
annoyed.
I'm
I almost
sure.
said on the YouTube like I'm 95 years old.
On the Google.
You look like you're 95
Yeah, exactly.
Can't hear it on the Googles.
Yeah.
on the Facebook. Sorry,
Yeah, I
guys.
think we're okay now.
That sounds angry over there.
You know, guys, this is just part of life, though.
Yep.
These things just kind of happen out of nowhere.
But not 5 things at once.
No.
Somebody's teaming up against me.
Probably Joe outside the window with all kinds
He is.
Yeah.
of devices.
Joe has
Ma-
some
you
type
know
of
what?
like
I do
router
have-
blocker thing.
Yeah.
I do have a new phone. I wonder if it's my new iPhone. Should I try turning it off and see?
Oh, why not? Yeah.
You can try that, yeah.
It started out of nowhere. It has nothing to do with anything that's in here. It started. It's
I don't think it's the fan.
it's not. It just
It's the bee.
it probably has to be like restart like the whole thing just shut down.
I think there's a real bee in here.
I think so.
Oh my God. So, Garby,
Yo.
I'm second place this week. Is that what I saw?
Score wise, yeah, you had the second highest score.
Okay.
Week.
What does that get him?
Yeah,
Nothing.
Nothing.
Damn it.
Not even $5.
No, just top score gets 10.
That's
Well,
bullshit.
first week you got 10.
You did get
So,
yeah.
Yeah, I spent it on cigars.
It takes me like 2 or 3 weeks to score. You guys are scoring in one, so.
Well,
But in 3 years, watch out.
Well,
My
I
team-
did tell
my
him
team's
he
gonna go
needed to
undefeated.
swap his quarterbacks, and I think that probably got you the win. I don't know what your other
Who'd you
benched
who'd you
quarterback
start?
was. Cousins.
Cousins,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
He did pretty well.
Oh no,
Well,
because
'cause-
your other one was Tua, isn't it? Don't you
Yeah.
have Tua?
Yeah. But-
it's embarrassment of riches.
Yeah. But didn't Cousins do better?
I don't think so.
Well,
think he did.
last week Cousins did much better.
Yeah,
so I
last
told him to start Cousins this week, but he still ended up winning. I don't know what
No,
Tua got.
Tua had 300 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Well, we can always look later.
Miami looked like it was a video game.
I'm all about loving Cousins.
Yeah,
So,
no,
yeah.
you can't go wrong with either one of those guys.
So, what's your opinion about Usher at the Super Bowl? You ready to party and
Oh, I can't
gonna
wait.
shake your
I
tail in
cannot
front of
wait.
the TV? And
The only time I was more excited is when it was Katy Perry.
yeah.
Can't wait.
Not Shakira and J
And
Lo.
oh yeah, well actually I didn't mind that.
Yeah.
Who's he bringing with him?
That was fun to look at.
Right?
Who's gonna be on with him? You know he's got to bring somebody else.
I don't know I don't know who he goes around.
I don't think he'll bring anyone.
Does he have a crew
You
like
have
Snoop
to, I
Dogg?
thought.
and
He
all that?
signed Justin Bieber. That's like
So-
his only other claim to fame
Oh
that
yeah,
I
he
know
could bring
of.
out the Biebs.
The Biebs.
He could
The
bring out
Biebs
the
hasn't
Biebs.
performed in a long time, so maybe this will be like his comeback.
How do they
The
pick?
Biebs.
This is terrible.
Mhm.
I don't understand
Yeah,
it.
like he hasn't had anything in years. But
I-
apparently
I
he
was
has
so-
the Las Vegas
yeah.
residency or something, and that's the
Oh, he
reason
does?
why. That's the only time I heard about it was when they were saying he got the Super Bowl halftime show, and he has a Las Vegas residency at the moment.
I'm fixing this on you because that bugged the shit out of me last week.
What was it? The bug
Your
the
ca-
shit out of you?
Your camera that was you were not, where
Oh,
you should have
off
been.
center.
Yeah.
Because you always have me off center. You're always off center.
I'm off centered for a reason, because my background is off centered. I have a reason for being off centered. Your camera should be a centered camera. Their camera should be centered. I'm gonna be kind of off centered depending on what's going on.
Okay.
So anywho,
But
yeah,
you're excited about it, I'm sure, right?
yeah. I mean, I'm booking my Super Bowl tickets.
Right. I was gonna say
I'm
he's
scalping.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, now the IRS is charging $600 or charge. You have to file your income if you made more than $600 on selling your tickets. Your
Yeah.
concert.
Well, that's how
tickets.
it's always. Anytime you make over $600 on anything, you're supposed
Well,
to
they
file,
made
you're
it-
supposed
Well,
to
they're
file.
they figured out a way to track it.
Right.
Oh,
I mean, I
okay.
guess if you're standing out front of the arena
they're
wherever
not
it
gonna
is
track
selling
that.
it for cash, they can't track it that way.
Yeah.
But if you resell it through like Ticketmaster or StubHub, whatever the other venue or whatever the other apps are, they'll start tracking it.
Which, just on that point, it blows my mind that $600 is that number that you
Yeah.
have to suddenly
Why?
report for
What-
taxes. It's like
Right.
It's so stupid.
$50 a month, really? Come on.
I don't know. I don't get it. So I'll be making tons of money selling tickets next year on Humble. Be making all
hope so.
kinds of money.
I hope so.
We'll see. They're getting into the AFL. I know you're a big fan.
That's yeah.
What's the AF?
It's the American Football League. It's going to be the new competitor
Oh,
of
no,
the NFL.
the arena.
Arena?
You're talking about the arena.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
arena
gonna say, is
football.
that American football like
Yeah,
soccer or
it's American football, but it's
Just
arena
football.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, we'll see how it comes. It's not Ed McMahon this time, though, right? Or not Ed McMahon, Vince McMahon.
No, that's
isn't it
the
owned by The
XFL.
Rock or something?
But The
Doesn't he
Rock
own
owns XFL.
XFL. Okay.
But the no, arena's different. Arena's indoors. It's like Tampa Bay Storm, Orlando, whatever.
they
the
still have the
Predators or
Storm?
something. I think so. Last time I checked.
No, I think it's
Are they gone?
yeah.
Let me see.
I don't think it's not the 286.
What?
Hang on, I'm still messing with her.
He's just really annoyed at the bee.
What if you put it in another input over there? If I don't know if you have another input. But
Unplug and plug it back in.
See, 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's number 2 that's buzzing.
Oh yeah, no, they've been gone since 2017.
All right,
That's how up to date I am on my arena football league. That's awesome.
Oh Jesus.
there we go.
Wait a minute.
Now it sounds like she's in a tunnel.
Yeah.
Hang on. Yeah, I don't want to compete
Put it
with
back
that
in
right
the 2.
now. I'll mess with it later because now it's worse.
Hey, when
Sorry, I was just sitting on Garvey while you were fiddling around over
I
there.
wonder if it's a cable, dude. I mean, it could be a number of things. I'm just guessing because
I don't know.
We're gonna be we just lost. Oh, there goes my sound too because you muted me.
Good.
We just lost half of our viewers from you fiddling around with your cords
Oh, that was,
instead of
that
just.
was Candy turning her phone off.
No, we had 4. We're down to 2.
Yeah, that's all right.
Oh, Johanna's just
Oh, I turned mine off too. Does that shut it down?
Yeah, we'll shut it down. So we'll see how Usher does.
Oh, now we're down to 1.
Some people, that's Laura.
What? Who? Huh?
Yeah.
What?
It's just me buzzing.
No, I said you're our one viewer.
Oh, yeah, down to me.
Yeah.
Johanna even left after all of her comments. She's like, "Well, fuck you for not commenting
Oh
back."
yeah, we weren't answering.
Sorry.
Hey,
Isn't
you
that
know,
Drew's job?
here's the thing. I love that people watch and participate in the comments, but
No, she's back.
it's really difficult to
Multitask.
respond to comments
No,
while
it's
you're
hard to
live.
do, yeah.
Jason, you know that because you know it's just one of those things where you're like
yeah.
you try, but I can barely read them. So unless
It's
Laura's
It's not difficult for webcam girls.
no,
I can barely keep track of like being sidetracked and changing cameras, and he switches the cords every week, so I have to figure out.
That's how they
who's
make their money.
Who and where and what? Hey, what money?
well,
Where's
maybe
my
one
money?
day. Maybe one day. All right, so they found the canine that was lost in the woods. I'm gonna go to my
Yes.
little. Hang on. All right. See if this. Bump this up. Hey.
Oh,
Whoa! What'd
Oh.
you do? You killed the bee?
you killed the bee.
It's
Okay.
gone, dude.
It's gone.
Probably
It's
something on his
crazy.
computer.
Did you
Wow.
do something or
I
it just
did something in OBS, but I don't see why it would have anything to do with what
It's-
just
See?
happened.
It
Was
sure
never
seems it
me.
did, because as soon as you touch that button,
I
it
know.
stopped.
It's weird, right?
Mhm.
All right. So the canine in the woods that the sheriff's office, how the fuck do you lose a canine in the woods while you're
It's supposed to be on your
chasing
screen, or are
a
you just
suspect?
reading?
Yeah. You can go to my, well, yeah, there you go. This is Lake City, so, take
Florida.
it for what it is. But, they're chasing a suspect in the woods, and they let the dog loose, and the dog disappears. Like that, either one of two things has to happen: new canine handler, new dog, or something is in the woods that really, like, spooked that dog.
Or he really liked the suspect.
No, then
And
he
he
would
wanted to
have
go home with
he
the
would have
suspect.
attacked the suspect more. He would have lunched onto him more.
No, he was being petted.
You don't. Okay.
If I see a puppy, I'm like, puppy.
Mhm.
Puppy's gonna want to go home.
So how did they find him?
Good Samaritan found him.
An okay Samaritan.
An okay Samaritan.
The Samaritan wasn't the criminal, was it?
No,
Hey, I found your dog, guys.
Right.
He went that way.
it was his mom.
But that's stupid. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there's got to be an explanation as to what happened, but and they're like telling all the people in the area, be careful, canine's loose. The canine typically is a friendly dog unless it's told to attack.
There was another dog story in the news this week. I don't think it was in Florida, but it was a toddler who was missing, and it was found hours and hours, like a day or two later, with the family dog. Family dog, like keeping it warm and safe in the woods.
I mean,
that happens all the time.
I'm not going to say all the time, but several times you have canines living at home with other family pets. And then when they go to work, they go to work. And then when they come home, they come back. So it's just depends on the dog and the temperament. But a lot of times it's just, I don't know.
I wasn't talking about it. I'm not talking about it wasn't a police dog. This is like a completely separate story. Is that there was a toddler. I'm just saying there's another dog story in the news this week that a toddler went missing, was gone for a few days, like lost. And when they found the toddler, I think it was a little girl, she was found with the family dog. The family dog never left her side.
Okay.
Wow.
And I'm saying you hear that all the time. Like when a small child wanders off, the family dog follows and keeps them safe.
Okay.
Are police dogs owned by an officer?
No, they're owned by the sheriff's office.
But you do.
Or
That's what you were
who
talking
houses
about.
them? Yeah, like
The officer. They're
So they do-
deputy,
okay,
So they go home with them and they treat them as the family dog. But if that deputy gets fired or they retire, it goes back to the agency. But I mean, if there's situations where I've seen a deputy retire that's been with a dog for like 6-7 years, and it's like getting to that point where they're going to retire the dog anyway, and they'll just kind of gift the dog to the deputy that retired.
That's good.
They did that. A friend of Maya's, he was a canine officer, and they did the same thing. They gave him the dog when he retired.
Yeah, so that happens. But
But the handler has the first option when the dog. What if the handler is still working and the dog is just at retirement age? Do they give the handler an option?
They can. Yeah, I mean, there's always, policies and whatnot that are involved with all that shit. But
Johanna wants to know why we don't have trackers on police dogs to be able to
you
find
should.
them.
But somebody mentioned an Apple tracker, AirTag. But an Apple AirTag only works on Apple devices. So the reason those work is because they ping off of your Bluetooth that is open on your iPhone. So if you have your Bluetooth on, which most people do on their phone, they just naturally keep it on, that Apple AirTag is going to ping off of it. And then wherever that phone is, it's going to relay the GPS location. They're not, so, and people get confused about what a GPS device is. A true GPS device is hooked to a satellite.
Right.
And, you have to pay a monthly fee. You have a monitoring device.
She's in love. She's
Okay. Okay. Simon's having consensual sex with a guest.
That's consensual nuzzling. Let's not make him sound like there's some bestiality going on.
Okay. Tell Simon that. So that's the difference. So no, I don't think an Apple AirTag it's not going to work in the woods where there's nobody else there. But I guess if they had like 100 people looking for him and they all had iPhones, it might help.
Joe went out and bought some AirTags. AirTags. And then he bought an iTouch, with just like the iPod, like the
Right.
Mm-hmm.
and he is using those for their luggage for their trip. So in case it gets lost,
as long as there's a lot of people around and the majority of them have iPhones, then it could work. Show Jason my wide angle.
The wide angle?
Yeah, how do you like that?
Oh, dude.
The little wide angle shot.
Yeah, I like that. You get the DSI. Yeah.
Yeah,
pretty
gives
cool.
you more view of the room.
Other cool stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
What did I do with my towel? Got to do some wiping off here before I drown in beer sweat. I'm getting like way too much shit on the table here.
you have like a koozie right here.
But those koozies drip. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it could work, but you really have to have a lot of people around that have the iPhone.
Anywho,
So
next on the the pamphlet.
Next on the pamphlet. We're going to skip a little pamphlet for a minute. Jason,
Oh.
so you've got some reworking going on your
Oh man.
on your I guess your release. You're redoing everything or just the tracks?
No, just the rhythm guitar tracks. I mean, I'll share the short version of the story here. So I recently got sponsorship from Black Star Amplification. They're a UK company. They kind of branched off from Marshall. I don't know the entire story, the details of it, but they branched off. From Marshall many years ago. So I started working with them on some of their new products, and they just sent me a half stack 100-watt head with a 412 cab. So my thought is like, well, okay, I've already got the rhythm tracks recorded. I recorded lead guitar tracks with their Amp 3 product, another product of theirs. So I had recorded the rhythm tracks with another amplifier. I'm like, well, I have this amp. If I re-record this with their product, then maybe we can sort of cross-promote that somehow, and that'll just be another promotional avenue for my album. So that's the idea. And it sounds, we heard it today out in the garage. I think it,
yeah, it sounds good.
Both versions sound good. The other amp was an EVH amp I was using, so that sounds cool. But I like the sound of this one as well. So I could flip a coin and choose either one, to be honest.
Well, it definitely helps to have the sponsorship.
So. Right. So I'm figured if I'm sponsored for this amplifier, I might as well, take it to take that.
They need to
step.
sponsor a podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah, we need to get.
This audio not sponsored by Black Star, by the way. But yeah, that's cool, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, thanks, dude. I've got a few more tracks to re-record this week, and it's been going smoothly. I've had headphones all day today recording in the studio, so this is
now
a nice
you come
break.
here and you have more headphones.
More headphones, yeah, but this is a nice break. I don't have to do anything. I'm just here looking pretty and talking, So.
And technically, if you guys wanted to bring like little ear pods, you could technically wear those, but
Are you going to share the earbud story?
I'd rather not.
You want me to do it really quick?
Sure.
So he finds these little earbuds that when you look at the Amazon ad, it looks like it's those earbuds that are like moldable to the inside of your ear so that it's like really, really soundproof. And it's supposed to be for all of this stuff. And so he orders them because it's like $30, super inexpensive. So I order it to be overnighted, and it gets to the house, and it's literally just little earbuds with different size little rubber heads.
No wires, no connectors, no
personalization, no nothing. And there was no wires like you were saying, and I'm like, well, what the hell is this shit? And I'm like, so just let me know if you want to keep it, if you're going to return it. He goes, no, return that. It's nothing like I was, what I was thinking. So I leave it on the counter, and I come back into the kitchen like 5 minutes later, and Shmoo, our cat, had decided to knock them on the floor, and Wolfie had decided he was going to chew the box to pieces.
Nice.
Oh, man.
So he has new earbuds, whether he wants them or not, because they can't go back at this point.
It would be good for you because you have a new phone. So
Well,
I was gonna say because if it's your old one where you just on speakerphone, you could have used the earbuds for that.
yeah. I'm not a big fan of earbuds. I will probably start wearing ear pods instead of the head muffs. Head muffs. I like the
You
word
want
muffs.
muffs on your head?
Just because the comfort level and my hair will hide them. I can jiggle around a little more and Fabio my hair in the wind a little better.
Nice.
All right, so I figured out why the internet was lagging.
Why?
Because my video that had been recording for 3 days, I had to pause the syncing with Dropbox.
Oh,
It
there
was
you go.
taking up too much CPU usage on my computer. So
There you go. You
even though
figured
this
it
is the
out.
top of the line fucking Mac that supposed to be able to do a million things at one time.
That's what you get for spending so much money on Apple products. Android's forever.
Yeah, right.
I smell sponsorship.
That's right.
No, I smell. Pay attention to what the fuck you're doing next time, and hit the stop recording button when you actually stop recording. And it literally has been probably Tuesday. When was I in the studio? Saturday morning.
Something like that.
I was in the studio Saturday recording.
I think you were in here Sunday too.
Yeah, I don't know, but if you don't hit stop recording, it literally records until you come back and hit stop recording.
That's usually how those things work.
I know.
Yeah.
I figured it'd be like, oh, you shut your computer down. Oh, you walked out of the room. Oh, the lights are off. Let's sense this. But whatever.
Nope.
So, Jason, I'm going to get my 7-string hooked up. I'm going to get your strings you gave me. I'm going to get it put on. I might I don't know, man. I'm tempted to take it and have him do it because that's
I
used to be able to do that very easily with no
thought
problem.
you just had that one done. Which ones did you have done?
I had these 2 done.
Oh, so that's the last one.
I didn't do that one.
Gotcha. Here, you can display it now. You get the wide eye.
This one is not done. The 7-string. These 2 are done. So,
Got it.
I don't know. They could probably do it quicker, faster, easier. And what are the, like $50, $60 maybe?
Something like that.
Yeah, I mean, and I'd recommend that because those guys do that all day, every day, and it's got a Floyd Rose on it, I think. So that's the tuning and intonation and all that stuff's got to be reset. So I could do it, but it's probably not going to be as pristine as taking it to somewhere else.
I just want, honestly, man, when I see you in there playing Jason does videos for Replay Guitar. Or that's the name, correct?
Yeah, okay. Replay Guitar Exchange.
So, and how many you do one video? How many a month? Like 2 a month?
I'm there once or twice a month. I used to just do the videos for my channel just to get my hands on some different gear. I worked out a deal with Cliff, and he actually invited me to do that. And in return, I would just give the call to action. Hey, check out Replay because they ship in the U.S. and that sort of thing. So it worked out really well. And I'm like, why don't we do some stuff for Replay? I like to have my face on other people's channels too. And so we started a metal Replay series because we're trying to help them move more metal gear, in the shop because they tend to have a lot of stuff for like blues and that sort of thing, but there are plenty of metal heads here in Tampa, dude,
But so, I see you play those guitars, man. I'm like, God damn it. I mean, I like my guitars, but guitars are just, I don't know. You always look at the new one and you're like, yeah, I can see myself with that.
You need a variety, man.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'll take it in and do my best to come home with it.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably that guitar is kind of old. They probably wouldn't give me shit for it anyways, but who knows? You never know.
You could always keep it and then just get another one.
Yeah, I guess.
How much is like if you could pick any guitar you wanted, like an everyday guitar, not like a rare one that is just stupid expensive because it's rare. There's only one of them. If you could have like any guitar, what would you pick? How much would it cost?
You can get a very decent guitar for $1,500. You can get an awesome guitar for $3,000. So, I mean, I would say that's a good $1,500 to $3,000.
Yeah, I think around $1,200 really can get you a really nice guitar. Like I think that's an LTD, the 6-string, and it's a perfect metal guitar. I mean, an LTD, which is made by ESP. I think you get a really good guitar for $1,000-$1,200, especially if you're going the pre-owned route. When you get up into the $2,000 and $3,000, I played a lot of guitars that are $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 that I just don't like.
Yeah.
So,
but those Epiphones, man, they get up there quick.
They do, yeah. And
Les Pauls, I mean, I've seen Les Pauls
not a Gibson fan,
so
though.
much, man. $8,000-$9,000. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
We compared an Epiphone one day, and actually it's on my channel. I compared a 59 whatever some type of Epiphone and Gibson, and one was the Gibson was $5,000. I think the Epiphone was like maybe, I don't know, I can't remember how much it was. Substantially less though, and there wasn't really that much difference between the guitars. So
yeah, that's crazy.
But you and I are talking like ESP and Jackson and Ibanez, those guitars built for metal. I think you can get a really nice guitar for $1,200.
Yeah. All right. I guess I was over exaggerating a little bit, so that saved me a little bit of money in my pocket. But I've had that one, man, probably 7 years now. But
you've had it
you've
had it since we've been together, since you've been out here.
I was talking to Ben. He has like 21 guitars.
Oh, man.
But he brings like a dozen of them to each show.
He brings 6 guitars to each show.
Yeah, I know.
It's
that's crazy.
So, but that's respect. I mean, each guitar. Simon, relax.
Plots.
Simon is going crazy here.
Yeah.
He brings each guitar to match a certain song or a certain style that he's playing.
Yeah.
So
it's
I
pretty
get
cool.
it.
Yeah, that's admirable, man.
Oh boy. Just want to let him out. I don't know why he's going fucking crazy.
You just want to open the door and let him come go as he pleases.
Yes. Or just go let him shit in the living room. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
he's just going stir crazy.
Yeah. All right. So this is a good one.
Is this a Buderbang?
No, this is not the Buderbang, but we're going to get to the Buderbang. Can we not hear? What's going on with the volume? Like, we can't even hear this shit.
Uh-oh. What is that?
Oh, is this the thing?
Yeah, why can't we hear people on this goddamn thing now? Something's not hooked up.
Yeah, it's not playing the audio on the live. I mean, the video explains itself. You don't really need sound.
Is that a golf cart?
Yes, it's a slow speed chase.
Yeah.
Nice. A slow speed chase, yeah.
It is.
There we go.
Yeah, I don't know. This isn't working now. No, that's definitely not the problem. Yeah, I don't know.
It's okay.
I give up.
People get the big.
Yeah, so this guy was being chased in a golf cart.
with his dog by literally 5 cop cars.
Dude.
4 right there. There's probably more.
Was it the canine that was lost in the woods?
No.
I know. But, you know.
It's like, why wouldn't they just go in front of, like, why wouldn't they just box it in? Oh my
This
God,
dog
that dog.
Look at it.
Give it up
that
to this
dog's
crackhead.
crazy. He is a crackhead.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus, man.
Little pudger.
But here's what sucks is
You can't even grab him. He's so chunky.
this what sucks is that dog is probably going to go to animal control unless they get in touch with
Right.
somebody at his house and all that bullshit. It's so stupid.
That guy needs to go to animal control.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
better idea.
Well, you know, I mean, have a little fun with your dog, get crazy, you know, but yeah, it sucks when you go to jail and then.
So do we know what he was? He just because he was on the big road with the golf cart, or was
Yeah, I
that,
think he was just having a good time, chilling out, you know. But who knows? We couldn't hear the story, so.
I'm sure it was just the audio of the police lights and
Yeah.
sirens. I don't think it
No,
was
sure
any
it's
news.
TMZ. I mean, they've got people.
They typically don't have voiceover. You just have to read the
Well,
article.
maybe it was just quiet. That maybe we didn't hear anything on purpose.
There you go.
what would have been amazing is if they spliced in some other like news footage from another car chase.
Yeah. Somebody from the
Yeah.
Drinking with Drew
Funny.
show
Yeah.
giving
Yeah.
audio. And
Would have been amazing.
all right, I'm just going to play audio.
I'm just waiting for that shit to happen, like in not Apollo Beach, in Sun City, where golf carts are more common than vehicles.
There it is.
Oh,
So it
there
is
we go.
playing.
It is playing, yeah.
See?
Yeah,
I don't know.
well, I don't know what you pushed, but you did it.
I pushed the right button sometimes.
The right button.
All right. So this is a hiker that was in North Carolina that was killed.
Mm.
I don't want to play the audio just yet. I'm not going to switch it over, but I'm going to skip the ad. So here's my guess, okay? Is this guy was probably trying to get a selfie.
You're not playing the right. There's no video for this
It's
one.
coming.
You're just,
It's coming.
It's not. You're literally playing the video about Biden and
They have
the
video-
politics.
They have video of this guy
I
falling
think
off
that's
the
an
cliff.
ad, right?
No,
Why are
it's
you
just-
Why are
it's
you
just
on it
photos.
already? You shouldn't be on it.
Because you
until
were. I thought it was a video, but you were on the wrong.
No, see, you don't go into it until I say go.
Oh my God.
Producer fails.
Is the audio just
Miscommunication.
All right, so when you're
Oh,
when you're on a cliff, how close do you get to the cliff? Like you're out, like sightseeing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say probably like a good 50 feet, like away from the freaking cliff, because I don't like heights, so I'm
Me
gonna
neither.
be very far away
Or a
from that.
strong gust of wind comes and just whoop, takes
Yeah.
you.
and it depends. If it's a sightseeing area where they might have a rail or something like that,
Mhm.
that's different. Yeah, it just depends on how far the drop is,
Mm-hmm.
how steep it is. A lot of factors there.
Okay, but
I'm not anywhere close enough where I will die
all right.
if the circumstances are
Right.
not right.
Well,
If I were to fall straight backwards, I would still fall on
Yeah.
hard ground. I
Right.
wouldn't be falling off a cliff.
Yeah.
Right.
All
So
right.
at least 6 feet away.
can you see this photo? Like, there's no railing.
No, no,
Like it's
really
just
at all. Yeah.
you know
Ooh.
What was it, like 100 feet or something?
150 feet. Nancy Sampson, 61. Okay, I said it was a dude.
Where's
Hey,
this
she's
at,
old
Dad?
enough that she should know not to
61,
do that
yeah,
shit.
Wow.
Asheville.
So, I'm not getting near that motherfucker.
No.
So we were there.
You were?
Yeah, what secret Asian girl? What mountain was that?
That was Glass Mine, but we didn't go to Glass Mine.
Okay, so that yeah,
But I'm familiar with the area and the type of cliff.
yeah. We've gone to Asheville, North Carolina, the past 2 years in a row, to hike some of the different trails in the Blue Ridge Mountains. So there's so many places out there.
Mhm.
The Devil's Courtyard's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, very familiar with those parts.
Love Ash.
But look at this. There's a sign and there's fences.
She went over the fence?
So, why the fuck are you going past the fences?
Yeah.
I'm not even going near that motherfucker.
Gonna have to go ahead and say no.
It was. I think you're dead on that. It was a bad selfie attempt.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's got to be like,
Yeah.
look at me now,
Yeah.
or the dude pushed her.
How could?
You
Oh,
know,
is there a guy
that's-
involved
Wait.
with this too?
Ooh.
Yeah, apparently.
Maybe.
I mean, that's what Mike Calta said he's always going to do with his wife to go on a trip, you know. So I think that could be the case. We find out she has a huge life insurance policy.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm not going to Asheville with Laura, by the way. She would definitely push me over that bitch.
No.
Asheville's cool though. I love Asheville.
I love it. I love it so much.
You been to the Sierra Nevada Brewery yet?
Isn't that where the Biltmore is?
It is.
It is with a
Yeah.
Biltmore. Yeah.
I like the Biltmore.
I didn't go to Sierra Nevada Brewery though.
Oh my God, it's so cool. So cool. I mean, there are a lot of cool breweries there, but that one is pretty impressive.
Went to a few locals. The Thirsty Monk is one of the ones we went
Okay.
to. That was a
Yeah.
really cool place.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Really good beer too.
I just want to go where Richie Rich was recorded.
Yeah, I've got family
The
there.
Biltmore.
Richie Rich.
It's been quite a bit.
Yeah, with Macaulay Culkin.
So, Jason, a 14-foot alligator caught carrying a lifeless human body down Florida Canal.
Dude,
Did you hear about that one?
I didn't hear about that. Did we hear
What?
about
Yeah. So,
In Pinellas.
I thought you singled out Jason because he got rid of that body.
yep, they caught us, Jason.
that? Oh man.
So a witness first spotted the 14-foot reptile with its victims clenched between its jaws on a residential street in Largo,
Ooh.
a small community just 4 miles south of Clearwater. So this is apparently a national. This is the New York Post, so they're trying to describe where all that stuff is.
Largo is.
So this is the actual photo. Well,
Look how big that fucking gator
but
is.
look at the.
Oh, I
little,
did see
look,
that,
Look at the
yeah.
blood splatter.
Oh, I didn't even notice
Oh
that.
my
I was looking at the
God.
size of the gator
This guy
compared
got
to the guy.
chomped. So Bullard, who was on his way to a job interview, alerted the Largo Fire Department, which was stationed just steps away from the glory. I thought it said the glory hole. The gory scene. Emergency personnel quickly pulled the gator from the water and shot it a few times. So,
So sad.
I'm assuming the fire department shot it, or no? They don't carry.
They don't
weapons,
carry. Yeah, they'd probably have to have a trapper, or the cops.
Oh,
the
maybe they-
cops could have shown up and shot it,
They
but
took an axe to it. That'd be amazing.
Something. They says they shot it, but
yeah, I wouldn't want to get close enough to have to rely on an axe on a gator that big.
yeah,
That was a huge gator, man.
Yeah.
14 feet.
But they don't know the cause of death yet. They don't know if she was
No.
dead
Yeah,
before
that's
or if the gator was the cause.
That's the big thing.
And it was a woman, a mom, but I think her kids
What's
were
up with these
adults.
women doing stupid shit lately? Falling off cliffs, getting eaten by alligators? Like, what's going on?
Apparently, they're just culling the herd.
Jesus. And so NSYNC confirms they were Jedi stars in the Attack of the Clones.
Yep.
Laura, you sent this to me.
No, Joe sent it to you, but
Oh,
I
okay.
saw them talking about it.
This is
It
your
was-
boy band.
This is my boy band. They did the Hot Ones, that Hot Wings challenge on YouTube, and one of the questions was that three of them were. Lance and Justin were not asked to be Jedis. So the other three, Lance, Joey, and JC, did the training, the whole lightsaber, the whole nine. Got their scenes recorded. They ended up on the cutting room floor. So they were a bit disappointed they aren't actually in the movie. But I was a bit more surprised that Justin used the term butthurt when referring to him and Lance in that conversation because he's the gay one.
He is.
Probably
Oh.
shouldn't use the term butthurt.
Mm.
Yeah.
Is
But,
it gacial slur?
Nice.
Is it-
Or is it racial?
I like
You
it.
can't
I
use
like it.
racial slur, so it's gacial slur,
Yeah.
right? You used a gacial
that's
slur?
That's a good term
Okay.
for using it. Yeah.
Did you make that up or?
I just made it up
Just
on
made
the
it up.
fly.
That's a good one. I like
Good
that.
job.
I'm gonna steal that.
On the
Basic
fly.
Gacial slur.
Yeah, so I wish they would have at least had the footage to show that they cut.
Why? Though?
I bet you
I
I would
don't
be able,
know.
Why?
They were asking about it, and I think they said that someone has it, but they don't have it.
I
in
bet
their
you could
possession.
tell it was them because they'd be doing like
Oh,
It's like
Maneuvers
choreographed in the
together,
background.
As soon as they
Like-
slice somebody, they're like, bye, bye, bye.
twirling.
That was so good. Oh man. I think Garby is a secret NSYNC fan because
Absolutely.
he even knew JC Chazé's name. What was it, last week or the week before?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, you know. So speaking of NSYNC and big celebrity stars that are weirdos, so are you a fan of this Taylor Swift romance that's going on, Garby? Are you?
I couldn't care less.
Are you
honestly.
trying to
We've talked about Taylor Swift before. Something about her just says to me she's a prude.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know, and I don't know.
I knew she was a prude the day she didn't answer my text or my tweet.
Yeah.
I tweeted her and she didn't respond back. I'm like, you prude.
The money, you know, that's a nice draw.
But she makes more than him.
That's what I'm saying.
His
for him,
his
a draw for
merchandise
her.
sales have
Oh, I'm sure.
400 times like they've increased in sales just since the rumor of them dating. His merchandise sales have like increased.
Is she the
400
booter?
times.
Is she the Buderbang?
No, but I'm going to get to those. Right now.
No, but I mean, I feel like, I mean, she's not. That's not a bad option. But I feel like Travis Kelce probably has a pretty good pick of what he wants.
I just saw.
I don't know. Taylor Swift wouldn't be high on the list for me.
I didn't read the article. I just saw a tweet that said Travis Kelce has kind of gone. He's pissed off at his ex-girlfriend because I guess the ex-girlfriend has made a comment warning Taylor Swift that he's a cheater and just letting her know like what she's in for. So he had to like retaliate and be like, she's a liar. It's like,
Okay.
If you're that big a celebrity, I think you have to assume your spouse. You should just go into it with the idea you're gonna have an open relationship.
right. Yeah. I mean, especially like, Taylor Swift travels for her job, but especially like athletes, they're gone half the year. I mean,
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
but
Everybody
a lot of them
should
will be
have an
like,
open
I make
relationship.
enough money and this, that, the other, so they don't care. But
okay. This is a Buderbang.
okay.
Okay.
Buderbangs.
I'm going to see if I can get this to work today. Hang on. Let me see if I don't even think I put it in here. Damn
When
it.
I first read that, I thought it said booty bang, but
Well-
Buderbang.
For people who are getting to know the Buderbang, technically it's boot or bang. Are you going to boot them out of bed or are you going to bang them? But the way we say it so fast, it sounds like Buderbang, which is
Buderbang.
Buderbang. So,
Did you get that trademarked yet?
Yeah. I was gonna say-
Buderbang.com.
There you go.
No, you didn't.
I absolutely
Oh
did.
my God, we need to get
Nice,
shirts
dude.
for it.
Nice.
now.
Oh, there's got to be T-shirts.
Yeah.
Buderbang.
Buderbang.
All right. So this
we
one.
we should each have our own shirt with our own picture on
Yeah.
the back. Buderbang.
With yes.
All right.
Buderbang.
All right, Laura, this one's for
And then you
you.
have to walk around with like Sharpies and people will like mark under and you can
Okay.
I like
tally
it. Yeah,
boot
ta-
or bang
I
under
like it.
yeah.
All right,
I like it.
Laura,
Good
this
one.
this one's for you, but I
Okay.
need you to close your eyes, and when I tell you to press the
I won't look.
capture display button, you push it, okay?
Okay. I'm not looking. I have the camera blocked.
All right, I'm just going to read it real quick.
Okay.
No peeking.
Not.
All right. You can do it. You can open your eyes now.
My eyes, I'm just not looking at the screen.
It's fine. It's gone now. I just
Okay.
had to switch it over. So, a Houston, Texas Walker Smith was drinking at his favorite bar, Kegs Up. The bar's name is Kegs Up.
And his name is Walker, and he's
Walker
from
Smith.
Texas.
Walker
Oh my
Smith
gosh.
was drinking at his
Texas
Is he,
favorite
from
bar,
is he a ranger?
Kegs Up, this Friday night. Walter is a regular.
Walter or Walker?
Walter or
Walter.
Oh,
What did I say?
You said Walker.
Oh, sorry. I don't have my glasses on.
That
First
changed-
of all, Walker was a bang. Walter's a booter. A boot.
Chuck Norris, man.
Could be a difference,
Yeah.
right? So Walter is a regular, and
Walter's 75.
he's used to feeling right at home. On this particular night, there was a new bartender, Sheila, who was closing for the first time. She was not familiar with Walter. So when he put on Stairway to Heaven right before the last call, like he would do every night he was there at closing, she didn't think anything of selecting a new song on the jukebox.
Oh,
Right
no.
when the epic guitar solo was beginning on Led Zeppelin's signature song, Sheila picked up a random Nickelback song.
No.
Oh, no.
Oh.
That song played.
All song.
Yeah.
Oh.
She picked up a random Nickelback song to play to put her in the right mood for her closing shift. Without thinking, Walter abruptly turned and threw his beer bottle in the direction of the jukebox.
Oh, man.
He
No, at least
didn't,
it wasn't her face.
That's what I thought was going.
Right?
he didn't care that it was Sheila whom had got hit in the head, and he just wanted his song back on. I was
She did get hit in the head?
yeah, apparently.
Oh, okay.
I was about to bang my head on the guitar, to the guitar solo when out of nowhere some Nickelback song came on. I mean, how could you even follow a Zeppelin song with that garbage? Let alone interrupt one of the greatest songs ever for them. Walter said to the media from Harris County Jail. Sheila
So
was
he has no money to bail himself
Yeah,
out on that
exactly.
minimal charge either. It's definitely a boot.
Sheila was unavailable for comment, but word has it that she has quit the bar business and will return to school. This event may turn out to be a blessing in disguise for her. So, based on that, Laura, are you booting or banging?
Boot.
Boot or bang?
And
Boot or bang?
keep in mind this guy headbangs to Stairway to Heaven.
Boot.
So.
All right.
Boot.
Mystery guest. Are you booting or banging?
Boot.
Boot.
The
All right.
consensus is boot.
We have two boots. All right. You ready? Show it.
Yeah, I was right. Oh my God, he looks like
man.
you with a dark beard. I'm just kidding. It's the
That's
hair.
kinda true.
He's much younger than I thought he was going to be.
Yeah, I think so. He's a lot younger. Now,
Yeah.
Sheila must have had a rough life, though. Some bad things happened to have to listen to Nickelback. There.
Right.
So I'm
Yeah.
thinking-
And the fact that Nickelback puts her in the right mood for anything other than homicide.
Do you remember when Conan O'Brien would take pictures of celebrities?
Yes.
Measurement.
Yes.
Like that guy looks like Sebastian Stan and Jason Lee.
Oh my God,
Mesh those
yes.
pictures.
That's awesome.
Oh man, it's awesome.
I thought it would let me enlarge it, but it's not. Oh well. So
It enlarged me.
yeah. Oh, we asked the females in the room, Buderbangs. I guess we should have asked you guys too, just in case.
Yeah.
Don't want to be accused
Yeah,
of being
you ask us the
gayial.
You ask us about the females,
I'm gayish.
and by us I mean me.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Simon, lay down.
Now we have.
He's just being impatient. Lay down.
Let's see. Now we have a Buderbang for the men. All right. Make sure it's not on. All right. So, Volusia County, Florida.
Of course.
Bang. Where is Volusia? I don't even know.
It's Daytona.
Is this the one I sent you?
Daytona? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
This
Two-
was like last week. You didn't do
Yeah.
this one last
Well,
week.
we didn't do one last week.
Okay.
So-
That explains it.
2 women were arrested for abusing a child after patrons at a bar in Daytona Beach said that they saw them intoxicated and aggressively handling a child. Handling. Brianna LaFoe, 19,
Bang.
and 20-year-old Sierra Newell
Definitely bang.
were arrested just before 1 a.m.
Yep.
near Wild Olive Avenue and Seabreeze Boulevard. According to witnesses, people told the women to stop tossing the baby and
Oh
started
my
recording the
God.
incident on their phones.
Oh my God.
That's when witnesses say Newell, who was holding the baby, became more aggressive. In return, she started throwing the baby up and down a little too aggressively, witnesses Jahada Rashad said. Surveillance footage from the nearby
Rashad.
business showed Newell walking up to the person recording her and hitting them. All that happened while the baby was still in her arms.
what?
Like a football.
And
Its
then,
head, I think, hit the side rail from what I saw, from what
And
I saw when
then
I watched it.
what she did that really surprised me, then she put the baby upside down. It was like, hold up. This is getting way too far, Rashad said.
Holding by the ankles.
Yeah.
According to the arrest affidavit, one of the women held the baby by its ankles and shook it. Business owners in the
my
area were
God.
appalled. To be there dressed like that with a baby, it hurts.
They were
You
in
have to
thongs
feel that
and bras.
Oh my God. Bang.
Knapp said the city of Daytona Beach wants more surveillance cameras in the area, blah, blah, blah. So then they start going to this bullshit. DCF was contacted. So that was like aggravated child abuse, blah, blah, blah.
Wow.
Apparently they think the baby broke its arm.
Mhm.
All right, Garby, boot or bang?
Yeah. Bang both.
Okay, bang both. Jason, boot or bang?
I think just the law of nature, you'd have to bang because they're going to need a new child. So you get
True.
He's doing it as a community.
Yeah.
You
service.
sound like
Yeah.
every parent involved in a DCF case. Oh, they took one. We'll just have another one.
Yeah.
Right,
Another.
right. All right, so I said bang just because it's Daytona. You know, they're being out 1
They
o'clock
were
in the
in
morning,
thongs.
crazy
And
thongs.
they were
Yeah.
literally in
They're-
underwear.
I'm
It
sure-
wasn't even bathing suits.
I'm sure there's strippers out there. Okay, show them both.
Yeah.
I mean,
Can you make it bigger? No.
no, unfortunately, it won't let me.
A little rough around the edges, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not as affirmative as it was before.
Yeah.
You were a
But,
little less bang,
yeah,
banging.
yeah.
You went from bang to
Borderline.
sucking the
To-
D in the back of the
Yeah.
Chrysler in the parking
Yeah.
lot.
if it did become a bang, it's straight to the STD clinic. after.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Went to boot her bag over her head.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Whoop, there we go. All right. So we got that one. Do you guys want to do one more? We do have
Oh, we got another
We have
one.
We got
another
another
one.
Wow, let's
Yes,
do
we do.
it. Is it the lady that was in the gator?
No, okay.
Johanna apparently said she was homeless. The lady in the gator.
Oh.
Okay. That makes sense.
Right.
All right. So this is a one for the guys. Maybe the ladies if you're into that.
I saw a picture, so don't ask me.
Ah, okay. Well, that's fine. All right. A woman is in custody, and I'm going to skip mentioning her age because that could definitely play a factor.
Oh,
Um,
boy.
Just mention it. I feel like it
Was
would
she-
I know.
make
Did
it
they find her
funnier.
at that bikini contest?
Right. Exactly.
Oh no.
A woman is in custody after police say she drove over 2 hours to shoot her estranged husband in the bed.
Yep.
Yeah, that's commitment.
Yeah.
That's a different kind of bang.
Officers responded to reports of an overnight shooting on Wednesday at the area home. Authorities said they found a blank-year-old man suffering from a gunshot wound to his wrist inside the residence. He was taken to a nearby hospital and then flown to a Phoenix area hospital for further treatment.
That was his handy wrist.
Yeah.
Officers then arrested the man's wife, blank-year-old Christina Pasquasto, at the scene. The
Pronounced just
blank-year-old
like that.
man told police that he and his wife had been separated for months and they were in the process of getting a divorce. He said they had changed the locks at his home, but the keys of the other items were recently gone missing. The suspected wife had taken them. All right, so that's the basis.
What's her name again?
The last name was Pascaliato. Let me get the first name again.
Christina.
Christina. All right, are you booting or banging?
Garby.
I'm gonna go boot on this.
You're going to boot.
Yeah,
Okay.
the fact that he won't say the age is
I mean,
questionable.
Yeah.
Think
makes
about
me-
it though. 2 hours. You're driving 2 hours to shoot somebody. That's dedication.
I mean,
It is.
I meant to
Well,
go on
yeah.
you, but I went on me. And just because of her age, she could be 95 years old and she just drives 5 miles an hour. So it took her 2 hours
Sure.
to get around the corner.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Jason?
Is in a golf cart.
The only reason that you would want to say bang to this is because she loved him so much, she's willing to shoot him to get him to come back home.
That's a good point.
You know,
Nobody,
so-
if I can't have you, nobody can have
Right.
you.
I mean, that's, it's
True love.
It is love.
She shot him in the wrist to make
Mhm.
sure he stops jacking it.
Yeah.
So she
Maybe.
saves it all for her.
All right.
Yeah. What do you say?
I like it.
What do you? Well, just based
I
on.
like it.
I do like that. That's-
Oh, I'm booting. I'm booting.
But you know what you do.
I know
that
what
just
she looks
based-
like.
Yeah.
oh, no. Here
I
we
can't.
go.
I'm disqualified technically.
Yeah,
but-
me too. You ready?
Yep. Go.
Oh, man. Oh.
Looks like the
What?
husband got payback though with those black eyes. I mean,
Oh my god.
And those
Man.
painted on eyebrows, man.
Something's going on. There.
What
Those
the
actually maybe really
hell?
badly tattooed.
No,
actually.
how old is she?
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
what
She's
it's
62.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
Man, she doesn't. I mean, she looks like.
The husband's 80.
Oh wow.
wow.
Yep.
She was waiting for that insurance money, and he's like, "Fuck
Yeah.
that! I'm divorcing you 1st And she's
Mhm.
like, "Nope, I didn't waste my youth on you."
Oh my god, that's scary.
Ooh.
That's hilarious.
That could have been one of the worst ones we've had yet.
Yeah. You know the thing is, she looks like she might have been okay. when
Well,
she was
before the
younger.
crack
Right.
and
Yeah.
heroin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Exactly.
Yep.
Oh my
So
god.
3 Buderbangs today.
It's an embarrassment of riches.
Yeah. I'm curious if we got any comments in here. I keep forgetting to check. Johanna's
I've been
last one then.
keeping,
Okay.
yeah, keeping you apprised of
Okay.
the messages.
Thank you, Messenger.
But sometimes you'll get a message that you see, but I don't see it, so it's weird. I don't
All
know,
right.
but all the messages that I see, I've been telling you about.
Okay, I appreciate it. So here's the topic of the evening that I kind of want to discuss. And there was a conversation that was being had that I overheard. So, at what level do you think it's okay? Like, I go to Garby's house. I see his wife. Hey, Maya, how you doing? Give her a hug. It's been a while since we've seen you. And I said something like, "You're looking good."
I say level 3.
Level 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Between
How about-
1 and
but
5
you're-
or like what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Well,
you're not
we're going-
mad.
Said
It's
level-
not
said
like
level.
it's
Let's
crossing
let's
the
let's
line.
let's make the
Say one
levels
level.
1 through 10. 1 is
Okay.
no big deal at all. 10 is, dude, I'm gonna punch you kind of thing.
Okay.
So I say, you're looking good. Okay. Or I say, hey, Maya, how's it going? Give her a hug. And I'm like, you're looking fit.
That's a level 10.
Different, right?
That hits different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maya, you're looking good.
Nice
And then
ass.
I just do the mic. I just do the mic. I just do the mic and I just stare and do this.
I think it depends on the person. Like if it was you doing that, I wouldn't care. Like it'd probably be level 2.
Okay.
If it's
Give me a beer.
if it's somebody I don't know, it's probably different.
Okay, so that's
or
part of the
somebody-
difference as well, is
I think
how
it's
well
a
you know
huge-
the person. Okay,
huge,
Yeah.
so
huge piece of it.
I think it's also how it's said.
Yes.
Like, oh, you're looking so good. Like, and then you're like, damn, you're looking good. Like, 2 completely different ways of
Right.
saying it, but you're saying the same thing.
yeah, beer. Yeah.
So,
Like I'm pretty sure Jay is sexually harassed Maya every time he's been around her.
Right,
So
right. Well, and that's like the main reason why Laura was pissed off at Mike that last time was he just smacked her in the ass so hard.
No.
Oh.
that
But-
is a level 15. You
But-
don't go up to someone's girlfriend and slap them in the ass and I know that he was shit-faced drunk.
Yeah, that's a hard.
But it was because he wasn't taking care of himself to realize like he's getting so drunk that he's doing stupid shit like this.
Right.
But
So
that's not Garby would literally probably punch you in the face or I would expect you to, if you walked up to Amaya and just slapped her on the ass.
I'd
and
expect
thought
Amaya to
nothing
punch
of it.
me in the face.
Yeah,
Right. Well, I was gonna
Mm.
punch Mike in the face, but we were getting ready to go into a podcast, and I didn't want it on film that I punched him in the face, like evidence of a
So
black eye.
Jason,
I literally like.
Jason, you're at the Hard Rock
that's not
Casino.
good.
A stranger that you've never met before. You're at the center bar. You're hanging out. You're having drinks. You have your wife there with you, and a complete stranger walks up to you and goes, "Hey, how you doing? Yeah, good beer." And he looks over and just goes, "Wow, your wife is beautiful."
I'm fine with that.
Good with that?
Yeah,
Because that's more so complimenting Garby at that point by saying like your wife is beautiful, like
Okay.
Yeah.
good job, dude.
Okay. So there's a way to say it to where it actually compliments you.
Yeah.
Okay, to say, hey, how about, damn, I'd bang the fuck out of her.
That's a 10.
10, right?
That's a 10.
Like,
Yeah.
and that's the guy that is saying this, is that the level of, okay, you're trying to give me a compliment, but in turn, you're completely saying something that is inappropriate. So, Laura, your boobs are out all the time.
They're kind of hard to keep under wraps, but yes.
Okay. Somebody comes up to me and says, your girlfriend has a nice rack. I've heard that before.
Who?
Just random people. Like,
Random people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair. Like, she's got cleavage when she's wearing a turtleneck.
Okay.
So it's like,
Right.
how
So,
do you avoid it?
okay. But,
Turtleneck cleavage. I like that.
right. I know, right? So, at what level, and this is just the compliments and the conversation, is there's a way to say, okay, I'm going to give you a compliment. Is it even needed? Like, is it even necessary? Why do you even have to go to that step and say anything about the person's spouse or wife or girlfriend or whatever? Like, or somebody, you're let's flip the switch, because women are sometimes worse at it, and women get really catty, and a lady, and we can't ask your special guest sitting on the couch, but okay, Laura, a lady, female, comes up to you and says, and this would never happen because it's just not true, is just, wow, your man, he's hot. That's a compliment? The word hot?
Yeah, and then I would threaten her a little bit and then go about my evening.
Oh, see, Amaya would say, do you want him?
Exactly, right?
He's for sale. Discount today only.
I'm just amazed at what I hear, and this is just in the last, 10, 15 years of being out, especially in Ybor City, people having conversations, trying to be, I don't know, cute or polite. You don't really know, but it's like some people just don't realize what is appropriate and what's not. And that's just kind of like,
But again, it's
to me,
all
it's
in
almost
how you
common
say it.
sense, though.
Like somebody could be like, "Oh wow, your boyfriend's really hot," and I'd be like, "Yeah, I fucking know." But if they're like making comments and then later on I see them like doing little things to, like, I don't know. It's just how you say it and how you like show.
But-
It's just there's levels and there's things you can
right,
say
but
that
if
are
a girl
compliments
walks up to you, let's say somebody
yeah,
that they're in town, and I've, whatever, they're one of your friends, and they're just meeting me for the first time,
yeah,
and you're really good friends with them, and they see me and they're like, I would take him to bed tonight.
I'd be like, hell yeah, I know
See-
I will. But if it's my friend and they say it a certain way, it's funny. But if it's a complete stranger or somebody I don't know too well that I've like met previously, it depends on
Does
how
it
it
have
comes
to
out.
do with the confidence of your relationship? Like, obviously the person's not going to take me to bed. Obviously the person coming up to Jason isn't going to have sex with his wife. The person that's saying this isn't going to go through with what they're saying. They're just literally saying it.
It's
to
a level of
cause
respect.
an action. They're
That's why
trying,
you say-
they're trying to get an action or gain respect out of the person or
So it's
be
how
intimidating. Like,
if you
I don't
say
know.
it in a way that if it's like somebody that I know that it's not going to amount to anything that I need to be fearful of. If it's somebody that I don't know well, and they make a comment that is suggestive in a way that like I'm not familiar with, it's not respectful to say something to someone you are not familiar with enough to like know that you're joking or that you're saying it as a compliment. If you don't know somebody well enough, don't say something that can come off just like it's disrespectful.
Yeah, and I think I'd rather, assuming it is somebody that I have some level of familiarity with, I think I'd rather them say, dude, your wife's hot, or something like that, than find out they've been harboring, an attraction.
Right.
I think I'd rather just have them come out and say it, and just take it as a compliment it is and move on. And as long as it's you don't want somebody that's like smacking her ass or something like happen.
Yeah, Jason.
But yeah, that's what.
Yeah, I mean, you got to question people's motive too. I mean, you brought up the point earlier. Why do you need to say anything at all? Like,
right.
What do you? So there's an underlying motive there, even if they don't plan on following through with it. There's the thought, and it's like, okay, well, why do you even have to say anything at all? If it's somebody just out of the blue. Now, I mean, if somebody laid a hand on her that I didn't know in that manner, then well, that's a different conversation for another podcast. But
right.
Because I would take that as threatening. But yeah, I mean, like me personally, I'm not going to go up to any woman and say you're hot or any of that stuff, just
right.
because. But no, I'm married and I love my wife, so I have no reason to give that attention to someone else.
But I think some people do it just because they're trying to make the your friend's been single for 5 years, and he says, "Oh, I'm dating this new girl. Oh, why don't you guys come to dinner?" and yada yada yada, and you haven't seen him for a while, and whatever. And this is where I think people try to compliment the other person. They're like, "Man, you did well with that one."
Oh,
stupid things like that, where it's like, okay. I mean, it's like I didn't do well with the last one, or like, but I have a bad scorecard.
That's insulting. That one.
Yeah.
That's like you are shooting way out of your league here.
Something, right?
Yeah.
Candy, do you feel like putting him outside and seeing if he'll follow you and go outside for a minute?
I'll take him just
okay.
The garage.
Yeah.
It's on you.
Well, no, the sliders. But yeah, I mean that's kind of like. Did
this recently happen?
Well, it's happened over the years. I've noticed it happening with just guys typically trying to compliment their friends.
Yeah.
And sometimes guys are more so perverts than, they need to be.
Sure.
And they don't sometimes maybe realize it. I don't know when they're saying stuff like that, but, when I just see it a lot at the bar scene where it's maybe you do know the girl really well and she's dressed up nice one night and, instead of saying, "Oh, you look great," you're like, "Damn, I'd lick you from toes to forehead," or something like that. Like the way the terminology that is used sometimes to say shit.
Is that how you got Laura?
Yeah, well, that's a whole new difference.
There's some psychology behind that too. I mean, I wasn't always a saint. I wasn't, and I'm not that I'm one now, but in that area though, I've been guilty, and I think some of the things I went through, 2 divorces way back in the day. If I knew a girl and knew her well enough, and she was in an unhappy relationship, I probably said some inappropriate things. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But again, there's some deep psychology behind why somebody's saying that.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm just curious if like some people say things like that to test somebody's relationship.
Oh, I think that happens for sure.
Possibly, yeah.
Absolutely.
Especially when women do it, because women I think are catty about it sometimes, and women are more like. I think women are more so ones to try to fuck a married dude or a guy in a relationship. Like they'll do it like snaky.
Yeah.
They'll like do it in front of the girl.
I'll just fucking cut a bitch.
No, but it's just weird.
Yeah.
I'm
ready to go to jail.
There's all kinds of different ways people say it or say things or, make the comments, but sometimes they're the light-handed ones could actually be like more subdued, but they also mean more. Like
that's true, yeah.
And that's kind of like, it might not mean much to the guy, but maybe the girl paid attention to it, and she just stored that little cookie in her head, for 5 years later when they break up or something. It's like,
Or
Jimmy
even,
guy, he really liked me. He said
or
he
even
would lick me.
later on in the night, and she's all like, ah, ha, 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 and she's laughing and she's like touching you. And
That's
like,
another thing is the hands on the person, like
right. It's how you do it.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
it's not like you're like, ha ha, it's funny. You like punch them in the arm as a like if they're like soft touches or like constantly putting their hands on you,
Mhm.
and they make a comment, and that's like a combined action or actions for the evening. That's when I'm gonna have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Because you make a comment and then you start touching, like that's no.
Yeah,
Okay.
if it's delivered properly, I don't think there's anything wrong with a compliment.
Right.
But there should not be any contact.
Yeah, I mean,
I
obviously.
mean, that's a line drawn right there.
Yeah, I wouldn't get upset just over a compliment. I mean, like, kind of being in the fitness world a little, if somebody, like we just got home from the gym or something, if a friend of mine or you or whoever, one of you guys said to Candy, oh, you look really good. Like you can tell her physique's, look at those biceps.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And her lats are sticking out. She dropped something. Let me get that for you. That's a bad pun. Sorry.
So
That's
nothing
bad.
like, man, those glutes look tight.
Yeah. But I was gonna
Exactly.
say, I also think
I'm
though.
still trying to figure out where the lats are. Keep going.
That's your back muscles.
Your back.
Yeah.
The wings. The
Yeah, the
wings.
No
wings.
wonder I have no idea where this.
It's a really bad joke. You drop something. Let me get that for you. And there's ILS, the imaginary lat. Guys that walk like they're really big with their arms out.
Mhm.
You got ILS, the imaginary lat syndrome.
Nice.
What I was going to say about before, though, guys, is I think sometimes people are unhappy being single, and they compliment someone's other half, kind of a snide way of saying, well, I could give you a better life and relationship than the person you're with.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of motives, different types of motives behind those comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and I think it's just when you have the psychology of okay, if it's somebody you've known for 20 years versus 2 minutes,
Yeah,
a lot of that
Right.
is
Big difference,
You know,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just
This sounds like something very personal happened.
some people,
recently.
no, just some
That's
people
a violent
amaze
No,
me.
it was a comment that he saw on Facebook. 'Cause I remember somebody
Oh,
seeing it,
okay.
and so that's where it stems from.
But it's something
Nothing
that
personal.
But no,
I'm not going to jail. I didn't cut a bitch.
No, I see people. No, I'm just being out and about, and you hear different versions of the story, and you hear it. I mean,
Mhm.
if you pay attention to it, you'll notice it more than you want to.
Sure.
And you'll see, maybe you have a guy that's been married for 10 years, and now he's single, and you'll see how he acts differently while he's single now that he's out by himself, and he's this new guy trying to pick up women. You're like, man, you're kind of aggressive with all this stuff, like how he's talking to other people and introducing himself and mingling with the crowd, and you're like, man, just some of the shit you say, but I don't know. It's not anything specific. It's just a different, it's just a something that kind of varies depending on so many situations that you're in,
Yes.
but everybody does it in their own little way. When you're doing introductions and you're doing like, getting to know people, if you pay attention to it, you can kind of really see the psychology behind somebody and how they're either trying to manipulate people or compliment them with whatever reason they're trying to kind of overextend a compliment. I don't know, planting a seed for later. It's like I just mentally, the psychology behind it, I just probably think about it too much and try to understand it more.
I like that though, but I think I wish people would understand that if you work less on the cheesy pickup lines and compliments and work more on becoming the type of person you want to be with, then you'll attract the type of person that you want to be with.
Yeah.
And you don't have to give those cheesy lines and over compliments and saying stuff to somebody else's other half like that.
Yeah, I like it.
I agree.
Very, very deep.
Deep.
Yeah.
Deep, yeah.
It's a good conversation.
How are we looking? My website's not showing up on the.
Ruh-roh.
No, the website's not showing or the phone number, but we have 5 viewers. We've
Well,
been at a steady 5.
I purposely took the phone number down because I can't take phone calls right now because I got my
Oh.
new phone and the old
Yes.
connection thing doesn't work. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this damn
He
thing.
gets a new iPhone that's supposed to be top of the line. It doesn't work in his Jeep, and it's not working with his.
No, it is working
That-
in the Jeep now.
I was saying,
Oh,
it sounds
that's
like
good to
user
know.
error.
Yeah, it is working. No, so what happened in the Jeep was she has her. We have now our chargers look the same. So when I was trying to plug my charger into the Jeep, I actually had her C or USB-C plugging into my phone that was not actually connected to anything.
No,
the
I
Jeep.
told him he just had to Bluetooth it because
Yeah.
I'm
he
not
has his
Bluetoothing that
plugged
shit.
in, or his old phone was plugged in through the USB so that it would just pull the music from his phone when he wanted to use it that way and then charge. If I had used the same, like if I had used the port below that one so that I USB to charge my phone, it would try to pick up my phone to sync with the vehicle. And I'm like, I don't want to do that because then we're just like, having conflicting phones if we're both in the car. So I'd been using the plug in the back, and then it doesn't mess with the USB and trying to pick up my phone. And then when he changed his, it wasn't working. And I'm like, we now have the same charger, so just pull mine from the back and you have to use Bluetooth. He's like, I don't want to do that. I'm like, just use Bluetooth. It's not that
Tell
hard.
me if it works
what-
now.
Was this plug that you use in the back made by Joe?
No,
No.
Yes.
Wall electrical.
I was waiting for
plug.
something to say something, please.
Can we never say the word plug on this show without thinking of butt plug automatically now?
The techie stuff's weird. I always get an ID 10T error that pops up.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know. The butt plug is still on the green room table.
Yep,
So
it's still
anybody-
out there.
It's been hanging out with us.
Joe's made your bats. You'll have your bats
Yeah.
in the studio soon.
He has like 15 of them.
Mm-hmm.
He's made a
And he
shit
made
ton of
8
bats.
for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he
Well,
made like 15 for
2,
me.
3, 4, 5, 6,
So
7, 8, 9,
I had
10.
Joe make bats, and then we have like the front porch, and it's really tall, and it's like a cave. And I'm like, I want to make a bat cave. I want to like have them look like they're swirling up. So he made a whole bunch on like thinner wood. We're just gonna paint them black, and the front porch is gonna look like a bat cave.
Oh, that's cool.
Suck it, HOA.
Yeah.
For
Are
now.
they
Fight the
against?
power.
Are they against that porch decorations?
Well, we're gonna keep it up year round.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Halloween all year.
Or they're going to be in the
I like
studio.
Hey, I like that too.
But it's the thinner wood. You didn't want the thin. This is like the thin plywood. I told him, I'm like, just use
Yeah,
the
but-
plywood because they're going to be outside. So if they get messed up with,
I'm talking
you know,
about the skulls. I want the skulls inside.
You're trying to
The ones
Did
on
you
know.
see the
porch?
skulls? Yeah.
I did. That's the first thing I saw, dude. I told her. I was
Literally
like,
within like an hour of me having him home and sending him a picture, he's like, "Ooh, I'm going to figure out a way to hang those on the wall in the studio." I'm like,
You
"No,
can easily
you
hang
can't.
them on the walls.
No
They
way.
could definitely go on the walls.
No.
Little brackets. You can make it happen. For sure.
No.
yeah.
Speaking of that high pitched voice, this one, and I'm pointing to Drew, kept replaying the snippet of him
Oh.
testing the vodka last week, and I have a cackle in that fucking audio
Don't
snippet.
turn your head.
And we are at dinner last night because on Mondays we go to the Beef O'Brady's and we watch the football games. I work and we eat and everything.
Cool.
And he just keeps replaying the snippet over and over. And I'm sitting there like, oh my God, I'm annoyed at my own voice. I'm like, how are you still with me after listening to that for like fucking just 30 minutes right now? But I can't even get, please delete that. Don't ever. And now it's like on a short. It's got tons of views. I'm like, awesome, thanks.
Some strangers are gonna come up to you next Monday at Beefs and say, "I love your cackle."
You're
Oh my
right.
God.
That'll be it's an inappropriate
As long
compliment.
as they don't say I love your cankles, I'll be okay with that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
All right, guys. So like and subscribe, or subscribe and like, whichever one you want to do first. Jason, when you plug your channel real quick.
Yeah, if you're a guitar player or if you want some, positive affirmation here and there, go to Jason Stallworth. You can go to my website, jasonstallworth.com, or just Google my name. I have a unique last name, so I pop up. My YouTube channel pops up.
Yep, it
Thank
pops up very easily.
It's
right here.
Sponsored by Buderbangs.
Sponsored by Buderbangs.com. So subscribe to our channel. We are up to 170 subscribers
Woohoo!
Wow.
as of the start of the show. It could be more now. I don't know.
Let's see. Keep talking.
Yep. She'll be like, it's 165.
It's just
Exactly.
170 still.
And so we're live. We try to get on here as close as possible to 6:30 p.m. every Tuesday. And we hang out for about an hour and a half or two and then talk about whatever's floating our boats. Jason, you have anything else you want to go over before we head out and I smoke a cigar?
No, thanks for having me on the show. Enjoyed it. That we got in some deep stuff tonight, which I'm a sucker for, man. So
Yeah,
that
you
was
know.
good conversation.
Garby,
It's always a good time.
yeah. You going to win next week?
Probably not.
Nope.
Where did you end up this week?
Huh?
Where did you end up in the
Oh,
league?
dead last again.
Again?
Oh yeah.
Jesus
Oh, man.
Christ.
Can we just play you each week?
Yeah.
We don't even have to try anymore.
No, there's a very good chance. I wasn't kidding at the beginning of the season when I said my.
Well,
There's
you
a very
started out
good
with
chance.
Rogers, and literally first
that's-
game,
that's
he just
true,
like
yeah.
totally blew your league to
But
shit.
I do have Anthony Richardson he was doing okay, but then he was out last week with a concussion.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we'll see. I don't know. I might pull off one win this season, but yeah, I'm gonna be at the bottom.
Well, good thing you're commissioned. You get paid.
Yeah.
And this isn't a gacial. This is not a
That's
gacial
not a
slur,
gacial
but
slur.
I know you like being on the bottom.
Yeah.
Laura, anything to add or subtract?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Just see you next Tuesday. I can finally say it. I think it's been long enough that Jay stole my saying.
Jay's going to be back, I think, next Tuesday.
Fuck him.
I think. So. Yeah, he comes and goes through October.
Yeah, but I think he's going to be here next
Yeah, I
Tuesday.
think you're right. Yeah.
So
That little.
we'll have a lot to talk to Jay about.
See you next Tuesday, Steeler.
Yeah, you know.
We miss Joe.
Joe
We
is
missed
out.
Joe, yes.
He's got work to do. Did we say that earlier? I don't know if we covered that.
I don't
or
think
not.
you did mention it.
Yeah,
no.
so
No.
Joe is not in tonight, as you could tell.
Yeah.
So
He must
is-
be, that last call must be going late because it's almost
Yeah.
8 o'clock now.
We'll probably get to see him in the garage
Yeah.
shortly.
He'll come hang out.
So we apologize for the first 10 minutes of frustration. I do my best to hide that when shit's going wrong, and sometimes I can put on the Stoll Code and face and be like, I'm gonna put, but sometimes just like fuck it, I'm gonna fix it right now and get frustrated, and gotta do what you gotta do.
There you go.
So everybody saw the real life frustration of running a podcast, producing, and dealing with all this bullshit. But good times. And Jason, what do you got going on this month? You got any shows or anything going on you want to?
Just a lot of live solo gigs, man. I will be wrapping up the album, the recording this week, and it'll be sent off for mastering next week. So
Okay.
that's something kind of big that's coming up here. But other than that, it's just the normal acoustic shows that I do around town here, and staying busy with the
Okay.
guitar courses and the channel and all that stuff.
All right. When's your next
Awesome.
pool party?
It's a good question. We need to schedule that sooner
Yeah.
than
Yes,
later.
Before the weather gets, and
I know,
I
it's
say
me.
cold like
Yeah.
Florida gets cold, but sometimes
get-
it gets a little too cold for pool water.
I was gonna say it definitely gets too cold for pools.
Yeah.
It does, yeah.
At least George Costanza style. You know,
Yeah.
be walking around like that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'm going to attempt to play the Drinking with Drew show. Thanks to Must Not Kill for putting this together for me. And we'll see how it goes because, I like to fuck shit up. And now,
Simon
from the
subscribed yet?
CapsFlorida.com studios in Riverview, Florida, it's the Drinking with Drew show.
Plumber's butt crack looks like boobs.
Drinking